All
right,
Did
okay.
he just squeak?
That was great. Hey guys, welcome to Fairy Tale Podcast. We're live! Yay!
Woo!
We're here with Kyle Phillips.
Howdy.
Just out of the gate, uh, he is the ADR engineer for Fairy Tale, and this is something that I've been really, really wanting to have for a while. Like, I as much as like I do random voices and impressions and stuff, and you guys are like, you should be a voice actor. I'm like, I actually understand more of his side of the things, like as far as the tech work goes, from podcasting for 5 years, just going through and laying track upon track, and then at the times that when we're able to actually put out like parody music, or when we were trying to like put sound effects in the background to overlay to make it sound really cool, like that kind of stuff, trying to do that, I got a much bigger appreciation for his world and what
Thank
all
you.
do it. Yeah. So I'm more on the ADR side of things, but you out there may want to ask questions regarding his more recent voiceover work. But we will definitely get into that. We will get into all of that right now. Just right now. We'll do it now. Yeah.
Right now.
Right now. Right. Why not? First and foremost, most important question we could ask of this entire interview, and this will set the tone for the whole show.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, Kyle, you ready?
I think so.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm on my balcony enjoying the view. It's nice weather out. I got my bourbon here ready to sip
There you
on
go.
as we talk.
Yeah, we're definitely not a kid podcast. So yeah,
Oh, I didn't even
you
think about that.
you drinking isn't a problem. You drinking isn't a problem. Actually, if you we recently had Terry Doty on, and she came up here and cursed a storm, and we were just pleasantly happy with that. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's all you
So
had to say. If Terry Doty came on, then I know anything goes.
yeah. I think our favorite moment from that was we were talking about Monica Rial, and she just straight out was like, I want to hug that woman with my vagina, and I was like, this is the best interview ever. You never know what some of the guests are gonna say, and you know what? We don't care. We're happy with it. It's great.
All right.
So, uh, for those who obviously a lot of people view the voiceover side of things as the glamorous part of making or bringing a Japanese anime over to the U.S. and actually putting it together. But I mean, there's got to be a lot of technical work, especially with your particular job with it. So, could you explain a bit about what an audio engineer at Funimation does with a product once you have gotten
Uh,
started? Yeah.
yeah.
Word.
Well, there's really two audio engineer positions, and that is the ADR engineer and the mix engineer. And so it's really just kind of the two halves of the process, where the ADR engineer works directly with the voice actors and with the ADR director. A mix engineer is more on the back end. They polish it up and get it ready for final delivery. And so specifically for me as an ADR engineer, basically it's just I worked with the director in the case of Fairy Tale, Tyler Walker, and we just go cue by cue with a character, one character at a time, and just record it by the script, and until the episode's done, and then we move on to the next one.
All right. Well, I'll definitely have a couple of questions for you. We spoke a little bit about OTT manga earlier, and that's going to be a rather ambitious project in and of itself, because on top of making the manga, what we're also doing is scoring it and dubbing it to put it up on YouTube. So it's basically a manga that's going to have a soundtrack and a vocal track at the same time.
Ooh, that's cool.
And so, just thinking about that, some of the things that we're going to do is we're going to release the soundtrack available on like places like Spotify and iTunes and Zune and all that, so that that generates money, so we can continue paying people for work that they're doing, and also outtakes will be a thing.
Ah, outtakes are
So,
hard to think. It's a whole that's a whole other beast, because we would I know on a lot of our DVDs for a lot of our shows, that's kind of the number one thing is fans want to see outtakes. And it's like, okay, well, to do it right, it's not just, oh, those extra takes, just throw them in there. It's like, well, but we know you want to see, the line with the corresponding video and the take or whatever, and so we got to mix those down specifically and line those up, and so outtakes are cool, but I think you'll find it'll be a little more challenging than you think.
Well, we don't. Thankfully, we don't, like, with putting up the outtakes and everything, we don't have to actually put up, like, video and anything because it's not being animated. So that makes our jobs a little bit easier on that end.
Ah, okay, that's good.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've already got outtakes for our show because we dubbed the manga. I mean, before we started doing it live and we were just doing Skype calls that we recorded, we had a lot of outtakes from that, and we ended up putting them on, like, CDs and putting them up on iTunes and stuff.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so it's mostly just straight out audio, which makes it a lot easier.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, so some of the things that I was curious about, because ours obviously is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have multiple people doing a scene at the same time, but like the way that you have to go through it is like character by character, and it's all people by themselves trying to react to either already recorded dialogue or no dialogue that's been recorded at all, and so kind of starting fresh. I'm just kind of curious what all work you have to do with your director, because this is my first time doing legit voiceover directing. I've done kind of halfway stuff when we dub the manga here, but I'll also be working with an audio engineer, so I'd like to know some things that will make our working together a little bit easier.
Well, as a ADR engineer, you never want to just be the guy that sits there and press record. You don't want to do just the minimum effort. I like to I take pride in the fact that I like to be a second set of eyes for matching flaps with Tyler, and he'll ask my opinion on line reads. Just to be instead of just being the guy who presses record, I like to be another resource that helps move the project forward.
Right.
And so that's nice. That's I think really helpful to be that kind of an asset. But as far as the actual work, our preparation for a session is different. Tyler, he gets the line counts in from the script. We go by basically it's 35 lines an hour is how we break it down, and what a line it's basically 7 words is a line. And so we can say, okay, David Wald, we need him for this 6-episode contract for 3 hours. Okay, let me, and then Tyler gets with our talent coordinator, Tara, and gets him booked in. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, I'm getting the episodes built. I'm getting the video in. I'm getting the music and sound effects in, building the Pro Tools session, spotting the beep cues. The beep cues are a series of 3 signal tones that lets an actor know, hey, a line's coming up. And so then once we're all prepped, then it's just, all right, David Wald, let's go. And we just go through the script. Cue by cue. Yes. And that's basically it. We just go character at a time. The first character is always, I guess, at a slight disadvantage. The first person in a scene, just because they're not talking to anyone. That is the challenge of dubbing as opposed to prelay. Prelay, you can have everyone in that scene in the same room and just react off of each other, but you can't really do that with dubbing because we have a whole other element in matching flaps that we have to worry about. So we don't want to, have maybe a brand new actor and a new character who's maybe not as experienced as, say, Todd Habercorn. But if they share the same scene, we can't have them be like, all right, great, Todd, you matched all these flaps, it was great, but we got to go back and get everything else because the new guy isn't up to speed with you, So we do it one character at a time. We found that it's most efficient that way. But we get it done. We basically move. We try to move at a 6 episode per month pace to start and finish 6 episodes. Yeah, I guess that's it. And then once we have it all recorded, I send it off to our mix engineer, and it goes down the pipeline from there.
So, having you on the show, I've realized that you would make an excellent Star-Lord cosplayer.
I have heard that I look like Chris Pratt a little bit, which is great. And I've also heard that I look like Blake Shelton a little bit, which is I don't know how I feel about that.
A little less great. A little less.
But that's thank you though, Chris Pratt. Guardians of the Galaxy was a great movie, so he was awesome in it.
Basically, if you want to help out with Kyle, I'm sure he'll be trying to go to the Jurassic World premiere. So if you want to help him cosplay as Chris Pratt's Jurassic World character,
do it. Hey, if Funimation gets a package and it's Chris Pratt Jurassic Park cosplay, I'll wear it and go to a Jurassic World premiere.
Yes, pictures. We need pictures of this to retweet and things like that.
Now, is he playing Dr. Grant in Jurassic World? I'm not 100% familiar with the Jurassic Park timeline.
No, this is apparently after he's like, I think he's like one of the game hands, like he's one of the security people at the park.
All right.
Yeah. Have you not seen the new trailer that dropped?
I saw the teaser trailer. I'm not sure if there's a full trailer out yet.
The one where they fed an underwater dinosaur a shark. Yeah, that
yes, one. I did see that. Yeah, that was great.
Okay, yeah,
but for me, the Jurassic World trailer has been overshadowed by the new Star Wars trailer. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Yes, I'm on board with that too. I'm on board with that. We were joking around about how the '90s is apparently coming back next year because we've got Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Terminator all coming out next year.
Yeah, it'll be good. I like the '90s.
And everybody's like, "Oh, these are so cool." I was like, "I don't think you've been alive long enough to realize that every 20 years stuff repeats itself."
Yeah.
Last decade it was the '80s. Now this decade it's the '90s. Don't be too surprised. In the 20s, when like the early 2000s start creeping back up on you.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because in the 90s there was like this whole let's bring back bell bottoms craze, and I was like, like what are bell bottoms? And then somebody showed me what they look like, and I was like, don't ever bring those back. No.
I like
and then
bell
somebody
bottoms.
was like, and then somebody showed me a picture of a leisure suit, and I was like, dear God, no.
That's pretty funny.
A leisure suit?
If you don't know what it is, it's okay. You don't need to look. But once you see a leisure suit, you will immediately need eye bleach.
Or you can play the game Leisure Suit Larry from back in the day. That might be '90s, no, or maybe that's '80s.
That was just that game. Yeah.
I guess it's a very adult game.
It is an adult game, and I that's a whole different can of worms in the gaming side of things. Did you have any questions you wanted to ask, Carla? I'm kind of looking to see if anybody's posted questions in the comments yet.
What is your favorite part about your job? Like, what that you do that you look forward to every day in making Fairy Tale?
Well, really, it's the people I work with. It's always, I love working with Tyler. Tyler's my work husband. And really, it just kind of depends on who, we could be working with Brittany Karbowski all day, and that's great. Or we could be working with 10 different people all day. So it's kind of, it's fun waking up. I do know ahead of time, and I should check more ahead of time, but I'll wake up and be like, all right, what am I doing today? And so that's fun, and just going in and, it's a new adventure every day. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the best part. And also, and if I'm ever in a bad mood for some reason, all it takes is some fairy tale music to get me pumped and in a good mood. Because you can say, I might blaspheme here for a second and say that I think I like One Piece a little better than Fairy Tail. But Fairy Tail by far has the best music of any anime ever.
Yes.
That's uncontested. Fairy Tail is the best music.
I'm on board with this. Fortunately, rather, some people might think it unfortunately, but fortunately for me, I have music coming from both sides of my bloodline, and I was raised on music. Like, music is my thing. Like, if I'm writing, usually I hear a song, and that song, most of the time, it's lately it's been more trailer music or soundtrack music, but like I'll hear a song and suddenly that song will give me inspiration for a scene in my head, and then it leads to the writing. So music is very important to me. I eat, sleep, and breathe music. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Star Wars music here recently. And I'll be driving.
John Williams, man.
Yes, I love John Williams. I love him.
Speaking of Star Wars, earlier today I was scrolling through Facebook and I found this video of Darth Vader and the stormtroopers breakdancing to "Can't Touch This."
Oh yeah, the Disney dance-off thing that they have with Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
was
seen that. I'll have to look that up.
Oh God, there are so many of them. They're hilarious.
It was funny because at first I watched it with no sound because I was just scrolling and it started auto playing, and so I looked at it, and it's weird because it starts off almost like there's this woman next to Darth Vader, and like the way it's recorded, or it's very awkward because the video literally starts playing and the woman runs off the stage, like frantically just runs. And
maybe I have seen this. That sounds familiar. Maybe I've done the same thing. I scrolled by it and it auto-played for a second and I kept going or something. That sounds familiar.
Well, the lady running off the stage is what caught my attention, so that's why I stopped. And I just kind of watched Darth Vader sit there, doing his thing, and I'm just like, what is he actually dancing to? And then I turned on the sound and watched and was like, I understand now.
Let's see. They also throw some Michael Jackson in there. They had Annie, Are You Okay? Darth Vader dancing to Annie, Are You Okay? Haha.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I get it, but it's still there's still a lot of there's a lot of other funnier stuff like I'm gonna knock you out by LL Cool J. Dance to the Emperor and his royal guards. But like every time I hear that song now, I can't like not picture Sabbath basically saying all the verses in his Vegeta voice, because he did it one time. He was like,
oh really?
In his Vegeta voice. Look it up on YouTube. Sabbath did I'm gonna knock you out in Vegeta's voice, and he didn't sing it. He just said it like it was Vegeta, and it was like so funny. Oh my God!
Speaking of Chris Sabat, he yesterday, it was either early today or yesterday, is a father for the second time.
Oh yeah!
So congratulations, Chris Sabat.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Oh, he had another baby? His wife had another baby?
Yeah, he didn't have
another baby. I hope he didn't have another baby.
Boy or girl?
I want to say it was another girl.
Okay.
I feel bad giving the shout out and I don't know any of the details.
Well, Chris, we send you much love. Congrats on being Papa for the second time. Yay!
All right, wait. So what's this? Okay, so I recognize all the fairy tale posters. What's the NUX pink?
Oh,
poster?
Inu Boku Secret Service. It's I don't know if anybody's actually picked it up for licensing in the U.S., but it's up on Crunchyroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yes. I did not recognize that.
Uh, it's a cutesy kind of
It's a very shoujo series. Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Let's see. The stuff I've got in here, I've got, oh man, that wall scroll's been there for forever. Sailor Moon, I've got Ghostbusters video game poster, Gara, Natsu, Natsu. I've got another tiny fairy tale one there, Hellsing Ultimate, uh, Naruto, oh Jesus, Soul Eater. Yes, Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
More
That is
Naruto.
a fan favorite.
And then right behind my computer monitor, it looks like I'm looking at the computer, but I'm actually staring at my Dead Man Wonderland poster. So.
Right on, right on. So, what are you guys' favorite fairy tale characters?
Natsu.
I actually go by Carla, but my favorite's Levy.
Yeah.
Ah.
I also I'm Levy in the manga when she does have it, but most of the time I do Carla.
Because you can't really cosplay a cat.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, usually I've seen like fans will have, the more human cosplay, then they'll just have the plushie of the cat counterpart.
Okay.
And
I
actually,
thought about humanizing Carla, and like there's been some fan art that would be really awesome to do, but I'm just like, I don't really want to do the human version. I'd rather do a cat version, but there's no way in hell I'm gonna be at a convention in a cat suit.
just a giant Carla.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'll stick to, Levy. It's less hot that way.
I saw actually at HaberCon, I saw a Levy cosplayer, and that was great. Let me. I feel bad. I don't remember her name, but let me pull this up real quick.
Fairy
It
Tale
was great.
Fairy Tale's getting a lot more popular in the States. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of we were always about a year behind, I guess, dubbing it. But then they took that year off in Japan, and so we were able to catch up. And so I guess we'll be catching up here kind of soon.
Yeah, because y'all are already onto the new series that's being animated by A1 Studios now. So the new series that's out with the different animation and everything, like yeah. A1 Studios is doing it now. Satellite was who did it before. A1 Studios is the same studio that does they do Sword Art Online and there's a bunch of other ones that they do. I haven't.
They did the fairy tale movie, right? The Phoenix Princess.
Yeah, I think they did that as well because it seems to be a similar animation style.
Yeah, it looks cool, and I think actually the biggest difference I've noticed is the cats or the Exceeds. All the Exceeds look the most different.
Oh yeah.
And Gajiel.
Yeah, Gajiel. Daryl Green had a question for you.
Okay.
Is lip flaps the hardest part in the audio mixing, and why some names or terms are usually changed to fit it? Like Tenrojima is called Tenro Island. Well, actually, Tenro Jima, that Tenro Island is an actual literal translation of Tenrojima. Nobody's going to understand what Jima is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that actually means Tenro Island. It's what it's called. But yeah, that was his question.
Okay.
Answered the second
Say it one more time.
I answered the second part.
It's I actually for me, and when we're dubbing in the booth, not really, because theoretically the writers or our adapters, they've already taken care of that for us, and theoretically, in a perfect world, they've made everything fit perfectly, and we never have to change anything. So for actually us in the booth, it's not the hardest part at all. But it's not a perfect world, so occasionally we do on the fly have to either add words or take away words to make it fit a little closer. As far as changing terms, I think that's more of a trying to make it more for a Western audience. Uh, because we're not going to go around calling people Nakama or Natsu-chan or Natsu-sama because that doesn't make any sense. It's a different language. So we take out a lot, and so but they'll give us a translation like someone will call Natsu Mr. Natsu. It's like, well, that's weird. Why would anyone call him Mr. Natsu? That's people in America or in the Western world don't do that. So as far as term changes, we just take that out for different reasons, not necessarily for flat matching. But I guess that is kind of a hot button issue. We'll scour the message boards or the fairy tale subreddit or whatever, and
Yeah.
why isn't this guy, why isn't Frosh saying Frosh-sama all the time? It's like, well, that wouldn't really make sense to Americans, so we kind of change it up a little bit. And I guess we justify that by saying, if you really care that much about Frosh saying Frosh-sama, there is another language option for you on the DVD.
Also, at the same time, I know a lot of people, like when the dub initially came out for season 1, a lot of people started losing their shit about why Juvia did not refer to herself in the third person. And I was like, well, you have to realize that there's a major language barrier problem going on here. And I'm sitting there defending Funimation's choice because I'm like, okay, think about it. In English, when somebody refers to themselves in the third person, generally it's somebody who's like either an uppity elite or like an egotistical sports person. Like, it's not associated possibly to refer to yourself
you
in the third
totally
person.
lost your marbles.
That's
like a crazy person.
But like generally it's not associated positively.
Yeah.
Here.
And that's
in Japan it's cute. Here it's not.
Yeah. And so it's not, I'm not saying that like our version is superior. It's just different. It's a different language. It's a different humor style. In Japan, pun humor or wordplay humor is huge because the language is so different and difficult. But in America, pun humor is kind of, that's you laugh at a pun joke because it's so bad. You don't laugh at it because it's legitimately clever or witty. And so just we try and stay as close to the source as possible, but if we feel like there's a better option that would make new fairy tale fans, then we go with that option.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I know there's a villain coming up like that's in the current manga art that refers to himself in the third person, and he's like he is the main villain in this current arc. And I'm like, as far as villains and things go, like that's absolutely, like that I can understand if they decided to keep him referring to himself in the third person. But yeah, he does it in a very cocky way. He's kind of like Mard Gear does not, he's like a demon, so he's like Mard Gear does not bow to the whims of humans and stuff like that. That's how he kind of refers to himself, and it's a very haughty, egotistical vibe. So that's something that could easily carry over from Japanese to English. But it's just that there are certain factors that won't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've dug myself into a deep enough hole now. I'm gonna.
No, yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying. I thought you were talking about Tartaros for a second. I'm not caught up with in the fairy tale lore or storyline.
Oh, I am talking about Tartarus. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, never mind.
His full name is Mard Gear. His full name is Mard Gear Tartarus. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
He is the leader of the Tartarus Guild. So yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Ah, okay.
And I have actually voiced him in probably the closest voice I've had to my natural voice in a long time. So
okay.
Yeah. And then I don't know. It's just I love that character. Like I love doing the dialogue for that character because I'm usually like Natsu, and my Natsu voice is obviously nowhere near Todd's voice. Mine's kind of like if Edward Elric had a little more bass in his voice and it was kind of more gravelly. That's my Natsu voice sounds like this, and it's so it's kind of that's my Natsu voice, and then Margear is more based around my natural voice, kind of like this. So it's it's very different vocally, but it's so much more fun with the villains. But no, I again just the third person I think works better from like that egotistical, very haughty standpoint. In English, not so much. In Japanese, doesn't really go. It doesn't translate over. So okay,
I think villains are actually more fun to record, especially on our end, just because they are usually, because we're used to Natsu and Gray, and Wendy, like all, we see them a lot, and so we're kind of more used to them. So when there's a new villain or villain or even just a villain period, like whenever Zareth pops up, we're like, oh, Joel Zareth has popped up. This is gonna be great, and so it's always fun because bad guys are always the coolest, super cool and calm. And so it's always fun to.
Which is really funny because like Zareth is like the biggest troll Mashima has done
Ever. I love Zareth.
He builds up this whole lore and legend about Zareth and how evil this mage is and blah blah blah.
He's amazing.
For like 90 plus episodes, and then we meet him and he's a total bishi.
He's adorable.
He is so adorable.
I love Zareth.
I'm like, I feel greatly deceived, sir.
I love Zareth.
We Joel has kind of a running gag with us. We'll be in Studio A. Joel's in Studio D at Funimation, and he'll kind of pop his head in every once in a while and go, "Hey, Zareth coming back?" It's like, nope. He's coming back soon because Tyler, whenever he casts someone, it's like, all right, so you're Zareth. You're the biggest badass in Fairy Tail. Everyone's afraid of you. You're the Darth Vader of Fairy Tail, and you appear every 70-ish episodes. That just cracks me up, and that seems to be kind of a running thing in these long-running anime shows in general.
And another thing that we thought about that was really interesting when we found out that Mavis, obviously the founder of Fairy Tail, knows Zareth, like they know each other, and then I don't know how much you guys know about like the side stuff that's happening with Fairy Tail, but they have a Gray side story that talks about that shows Gray when he's a kid and how he ends up getting to Fairy Tail. So it's
really?
It starts off right after Ur's death, and then it goes until he actually joins Fairy Tail. And
is this a side? Is this the side manga or something?
Yeah, it's a spin-off.
This is a spin-off, and Mashima is overseeing everything. On top of that, he's also got a series called Fairy Tail Zero.
I know about that one.
Which is the same thing, but for Mavis.
But for Mavis,
Fairy Tail.
And the chapter before that, and not the most recent chapter, but the chapter before the most recent, Zareth actually shows up and like he's walking through Hargion, it's Hargion. They're all walking through Hargion, and he accidentally bumps into her, and she turns to look at him, and it's freaking Zareth, and we're like, oh my god, he's still like, does the kid ever rage?
That's we told Leah Clark, who plays Mavis. We told her about this this prologue-y kind of a manga, and she's like, did we get that? Are we gonna do that show? We're like, well, hold on, it's just started, just a manga. And she's like, oh, okay, well, let me know, because she's excited to play a lot of Mavis because she loves Mavis.
Who doesn't love Mavis though?
Yeah. So she's all excited about that whenever that, assuming that goes to anime and assuming we get it, she'll be excited for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she will. But I mean, it's a lot of fun just checking that all out. Like there's so much story that's going all over the place, and a lot of people are worried that like because all these big bad guys are suddenly showing up, and it's like building up. So many people are worried that this arc is actually the end of Fairy Tail. We're like, no, please not. Yeah, thank you.
Well,
I would be really sad, but
it'd be nice for it to have an organic ending at least.
Yeah.
And Mashima's pretty good about not dragging things on for too long.
Yeah.
True.
Although we'll be, Fairy Tail's paid my rent here for quite a while, so I'll be kind of sad to see it go.
Well, the anime still has a lot of time to go.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I always forget that it's so far behind.
They're still in a filler arc right now in what's being broadcast in Japan and on Crunchyroll and on Funimation.com.
Yeah, is that the ones about celestial spirits? Like they're like alter.
Yeah, it's another one about celestial spirits.
Yeah.
That's all the people who play those celestial spirits are excited about that one because kind of the way we schedule people, by line counts, like I said, is it's Eric Vale as Loki. Hey, you're you're the coolest celestial spirit there is. Every 3 months we'll have you in for an hour. It's because they're kind of these recurring characters, but they're so sporadic or just very minor, but at the same time important that you feel it's cool that they like that they're those characters, but at the same time it's like I wish they were more substantial. So all those people are very excited about this celestial spirit filler arc coming up.
Because I can't remember who is Cancer.
Cancer is played by Will Short.
Will Short. Okay, Will Short. Will and Newton are gonna have a field day when y'all get to the episode.
Oh my god, that happened. That was Friday.
Friday's episode.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Gray and Cancer have to dance together.
They have a dance battle, and Cancer swoons quite fiercely for dancing Gray.
Oh
my god,
that is awesome.
It was so funny.
It's kind of like, I mean, the way that he looks, it's kind of like if you took like old school Michael Jackson, MJ with the fedora and the open button shirt, and just gave that to Gray. That's basically how Gray looked that whole episode. It was unbelievably wonderful.
That's
and
funny.
Funniest. Oh yeah.
And so that's the arc that they're currently showing, right? It's still going on in Japan.
Oh yeah, that's
we're probably halfway through it, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes, everybody's excited to see you, Joel, because you never show up anymore.
He works. Man.
I know it's work. Did we ask about Max matching the lip flaps already?
Yeah,
Okay.
We asked about.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to ask it again.
Oh yes. You also voiced Jason from Weekly Sorcerer.
Yes.
That's the one I'm interested in because
even though he's like one of the most minor characters, hardly ever shows up. He's a guy that just made an impression because he was just it was like cool.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's the announcer in the Grand Magic Games. Well,
yeah.
you're like a judge.
He's
not an
in
actor,
a few of the
judge
episodes
one
of the
day.
Game Magic games. Yeah.
When everything is cool.
with the hair that suddenly comes off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Jason is pretty brutal on the vocal cords.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
I love Jason.
That's like pedal to the floor all the time. Like
Yes.
Jason is that kind of crazy, amped up hyper all the time. I can't imagine how much that has to hurt.
Which is why one of my favorite lines that I did is what is it? It's when there's girls. It's when they all do the pose off thing with Jenny and Mira Jane, their fight.
That is one of
all
my
the
favorite
girls
episodes.
jump in, and then Granny, what's her face? Oba Baba Sama, she jumps in and joins the battle, and so that shuts it down. And Jason says, "Cool down," and it's the lowest energy I've ever seen him at. So that was great.
It is though, because that's so funny.
That was a Chapati you were talking about.
Yeah, that's his name. It was like it starts with the ch. but that's all I can get. I'm more excited about my strawberries than remembering his name.
Chapati Lola.
That his hair changes every day because he's got a wig. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think he basically whenever something exciting happens, his wig blows
Pops
off, and so he gets a new
He
one.
gets a new one.
And actually, so Chapati is played by Larry Brantley. And I need to tread lightly here. I'm not sure how much I can actually say. But I'm pretty sure he's been announced. But actually, some of these, a lot of these fairy tale episodes I directed a lot of them actually, or some of a lot of them. So that's fun, and that was a lot of fun to see the other side of the coin. Just to kind of get in Tyler's mind, and that was pretty cool. So hopefully you can't tell the difference.
And for those of you that missed it earlier, yes, we have already said that he looks remarkably like Chris Pratt. And if you would like to send a package to him for at Funimation, send to
Oh yeah, the Jurassic Park cosplay.
Care of Funimation, you can send him the Chris Pratt Jurassic Park cosplay if you want. So he can show Jurassic Park.
I will go to the premiere as Chris Pratt's character and take.
Yeah. We're already starting that. Just make sure when you get the pictures, you just tag us in it. And be like, hey, this happened because of you guys. Thanks. Or just like, I can't believe this happened because of you guys. So, whatever emotion you're feeling, just make sure to tag us and either thank us, yell at us, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, it's not like it'd be. I wonder if anyone would be able to even tell. It's like It's like a vest and like a shirt and some stuff. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll give you the little prop gun or something.
And I'll try it if I'll try and get some people to think I'm actually Chris Pratt. I'll kind of roll up. I'll rent a limo and just kind of pop out.
Oh my God!
Wave to people.
That would do it.
Going to the Jurassic World premiere.
That would do it. That'd be hilarious. All right, so the next picture we have to get, if you get that vest and everything, we'll have to get a picture of you on a motorcycle and then digitally put raptors around you. There we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a great
I love
shot.
My favorite meme from that was somebody took and made a GIF out of that, and then they put a caption underneath. That's basically, it's like the Raptors are saying, "We'll follow your lead, Star-Lord." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's perfect."
Hilarious.
The internet is simultaneously the best and worst thing you can do for your computer
Ever.
All right, since you haven't been here, Mira, if you would like to ask Kyle a few questions, the same is good for Jalal. Either of you can ask questions for Kyle if you have any.
I'm sorry. I'm really excited about my strawberries.
Yeah, everyone's eating. I feel like I should be eating something.
Sorry. Well, I worked out and then I went to Costco, and then I got here, so I haven't had time to eat. And I'm eating leftover fruit from brunch on Sunday.
Right on.
And then somebody sent me a Pomsky, a picture of a Pomsky. It's a Pomeranian Husky. And it's like this.
Wait,
big.
what? How would that work?
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. You need to look it up, Kyle.
Wait, is this a Photoshop thing or?
No, it's a real breed.
Actual...
It's a real breed of dog.
No way.
Yeah.
How would that work?
I would imagine that Mom can't be the Pomeranian. But they stay like Pomeranian sized and they look like Huskies.
Basically, Kyle, when a mama doggy and a daddy love each other very much.
That's like my dog Zeus is a Jack Russell Terrier Lab mix.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that.
Go, how would that work? And it's like, well, I don't know, but it did.
I don't know why, Mira, but your explanation of the can't be the mom thing reminded me of my friend's dog that tried to hump their cat.
What about the seals and the penguins?
All right. Again, it's all about genetics, man. And being from Jurassic World, you should know that how genetics.
What's that
Yeah.
police
Shows
dog
from
that they have?
Jurassic
It's
They
I don't know. I'm distracted, but also I don't know what has been asked.
oh yeah, that's what it was. It was a German Shepherd, and he tried to hump a kitten.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Here's my dog Zooties. Zeus. Hey Zeus. Hey buddy.
Oh, look at your eyebrows.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Look at your eyebrows. Gerald. This is my dog, also a strawberry. It's moldy and sad. Look at Gerald.
Welcome back to the puppy show.
I would say here's my dog, but she's downstairs asleep. I have a purebred Scottish Terrier.
Ah.
This
Little
is
Scottish dog.
this is Toby. He's
Hey
currently,
Toby. Passed out.
yeah.
That's what his general state is.
Where's Hanky the bark bark?
Hanging out on the floor, on the bed, probably. The dog bed.
All right,
Or in the closet.
my other dog is, if I can get around
I
the
was going to say, that's a microphone.
behind the microphone and the computer.
Behind door A,
Yeah,
Here's a Hank.
my
There he
Hank
is.
also has eyebrows.
There's
Yes,
Hanky.
Hank has adorable eyebrows there. They waggle back and forth, as you can plainly see. But yeah.
I wish my dog slept as much as your dogs did.
Well, Hank came from we believe a abusive home, so that's probably part of it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he's just kind of laying around and doesn't really do anything. He is very skittish. Very, very skittish. And boy, are you snoring.
He's not sleeping so much as hiding.
Well, no, I mean
If I'm out of the way, I can't get in trouble.
I mean Toby's snoring up
No, I was talking about Hank.
over here.
Because Hank is just always hiding.
He's making a nasal chorus.
That's the best way to describe snoring ever.
Um,
You guys hear that?
Nope.
No.
oh yeah, I hear it.
I can't hear anything over the buzzing from my headphones, though. And by anything, I mean
Damn it.
smaller sounds. Quieter sounds. That's the word I'm looking for. Quieter.
What's
Moving on.
happening?
For whatever reason, when I have my headphones in and my laptop plugged in, it buzzes in my ears.
Yeah,
Even-
moving
Oh, there's a tiny, adorable thing.
moving everything around so that I could
I
actually
see the dogs.
move the mic over to him when he was snoring actually woke him up. So not snoring anymore. I was totally gonna grab the mic and like put it right in front of him.
What kind of microphone is that?
A Yeti.
It's a Yeti.
Oh wow. I've never seen that before.
Most of us have one.
It's made by Blue.
Oh,
Look,
right.
I'm using my snowball today.
See?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's talking.
That's what it usually looks like.
Oh, right.
He has his on a pole.
Well,
And then my computer setup.
Well, look.
crap.
Inception.
That's how I feel when I accidentally forget to mute the YouTube video and then we start talking on the video because it's like 45 seconds behind. So if I forget to mute it before, I get really confused about a minute into the show.
The VC that kills demons. That
All right. Unfortunately I have to go. It's time. It's my bedtime.
Your bedtime.
Yep. It's 11:50 here. All right, it's 10:50 here, and I have to get ready for bed because I go to bed at 11.
Oh, do you have to work tomorrow?
Mhm.
Well, nice to meet you, Carla. Have a good night's sleep.
Wait, I don't know. if
Okay.
I work tomorrow.
You
Bye.
Bye!
And again, as I said before, the interview can go on for as long as you as you want. It's basically until you get tired of us. Yeah.
Well, it'll be until my bourbon is dry.
Oh, no, not the bourbon.
Not the bourbon!
I have some Jameson.
Oh, that's good stuff too. I only
And
have
some
Fireball.
apple pie.
Fireball. They're
Yeah.
pulling that off the shelves in Europe. It's got like
Oh my God, it's not that bad.
antifreeze in it or
There's-
something.
Oh,
No. No,
Mira,
it does not.
I have something
well,
worse
yes,
than
it does,
that.
but
It's
no,
the cinnamon.
Yes, it does, but no, it does not.
Okay, it has the same chemical in it, but it's not the same. I have strong issues with everybody calling it antifreeze.
Mira,
Because
I
have-
A, there's not enough in it to actually do anything, and it's not the chain together that makes antifreeze so good for your car.
But
It's
can I
just
put it in my
one of
car?
the molecules. Huh?
Yeah, can you put it in your car?
Can I put it in my car?
No, you cannot put Fireball in your car.
And if I put it in my car, will it make it swerve?
I mean, if you put it in you and then you get in the car, it'll swerve.
That's what
That's not
she
recommended
said.
either.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean, if you put Fireball in the car, then odds are it's gonna go for a long while because
But hey, I have something even better that has
not
cinnamon
regular
in it.
Natsu. Ah, see what I did there?
That took
Mira,
a long time to get there.
I have
But,
your favorite right now. I have apple pie moonshine.
I mean, that and
Ah.
Fireball. Apple Pie Moonshine was sort of a staple when the three of us were at
Dragon
Dragon Con.
Yes.
We had Apple Pie Moonshine one day, and then the next day we had
I'm
Fireball.
pretty sure that apple pie moonshine was the reason why I did not get any kind of con funk from Dragon Con because the alcohol just burned everything away.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
It
sure.
cleansed my throat.
And I'm pretty sure that I drank too much of it because I would not have been wandering around with R2D2 otherwise.
Lies.
Whoops.
Lies.
My first taste of apple pie moonshine was in Atlanta at I want to say it's AWA Atlanta
Oh, yeah.
Anime Weekend Atlanta.
Yep.
Me and Ian Sinclair had some fun times with
Oh
Another
yeah.
fake
apple pie
Natsu.
moonshine.
Funny enough, last time I saw Ian was in the hotel bar at AWA. So that
Oh,
makes
really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He recognized me. He was like, "Hey, come here for a second." I was like, "Hi, Ian. What's up?"
Hello!
He was like, look. He was like, yeah, come over here. Let's talk for a second. I was like, "Hey, you got Brooke. Congratulations." Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, you can't afford my drinking habit. Don't offer me any.
Yeah, that's like the kind of a downside of a long-running show like Fairy Tail is like Ian was Tyler cast him as like I think a guy named Ian maybe.
No,
but
Bora.
Bora.
Oh, Bora, that's right. And so, but that was like almost 4 years ago. And that was kind of
episode
before
1.
Ian Sinclair was Ian Sinclair. And so now it's like, man, we try, we double up on people as a last resort. So it's kind of like we can't really use him.
Yeah, but now he's Toriko.
Yeah. Oh, Toriko. Thank you for mentioning Toriko. Everyone buy Toriko. Toriko is the bomb. I love that show. And
By the way,
guys.
guys, screw you all on Toriko because every time I watch that, I get hungry. Watching Toriko
Which is why I've avoided it. It sounded like watching the Food Network in anime
Oh my
form.
god, yes,
No.
it's like that. Watching Toriko
No.
is the equivalent of smoking a bowl. You will be hungry.
So is watching the Food Network.
You should watch
to make
Toriko.
Yes, but do watch Toriko. It's great. And at the same time, guys, it's just another one of those. Ian is perfect to be Toriko
Yes.
because Ian loves to cook.
Yeah.
Ian
he
loves
does.
cooking. He knows quite a bit about food.
And when he got the Toriko voice, because he was really interested in mining his lower range, and we were really into him and Tyler were really into the Tick live action series at the time.
Uh-huh.
And we realized he was kind of doing a Patrick Warburton impression a little bit. And so you can, if you ever watch it, you can kind of hear a little bit of that in there. But yeah, no, Toriko is awesome, and Tyler and I actually we're pretty recurring in that show as Zonge's Goons. I think that's the character's name is Zonge Goon A and B.
Yeah.
So
They're kind of like
they're
I mean, they're not in a fashion, not actually the same, but in a way they're recurring, kind of like how the Jiggle Butt Gang is for Fairy Tail.
Yes. Well, a little more recurring than that. But
A little more reoccurring than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the skeptic. I'm the skeptic goon, and Tyler is the fanboy goon.
The fanboy
of Zonge. But actually, I'm glad you brought up the Jigglebutt Gang because I think apparently that's not like fans overall do not like the Jigglebutt Gang.
I love the Jigglebutt Gang.
Thank you. Those are some of my favorite episodes.
They're so funny.
They are actually originally from Rave Master.
And that's why I like them, because I watched Rave Master first.
There's a lot of stuff from Rave Master that actually carries over. Oh my God! Did you put Vin Possum up? Now we're gonna have to explain the possum thing.
Carla's not even here anymore.
But that's our Jigglebutt Gang.
That's our the
right.
Backstreet Possums.
Backstreet Possum.
The Backstreet Possums.
So Carla, who you met earlier, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Travis, because of this, you have to explain what the hell Vin Possum is, and you have to explain why we use
There are two stories. The first one I'm going to do is the possum story.
Yay.
The possum story is basically Carla, that you met earlier. She was just sitting there on the podcast, corner at the time, and that was our Naruto podcast. And all of a sudden, she just starts screaming, and all of a sudden she's like, "There's a fucking possum in my room! What the ah!" She goes and gets her dad, and her dad brings a gun. Her dad points the gun at it, and all of a sudden you just hear, "Not the manga! No, not the manga! Not my manga!" All right. If you
Possum by the bookshelf,
fires and
hearing
misses.
us say it, we've actually got this recorded because
it is recorded
on Skype and have all this. So it's
that's awesome.
on our YouTube channel. We've got all the audio on our YouTube channel for you to listen to.
Didn't her dad like fire and miss the first time within like?
He fired and missed.
He missed, but he hit it enough for it to bleed a little bit, so it was blood.
Still hilarious. So then, and then now the Vin Diesel part. We had this day that all of a sudden we were just going back and forth with like, what's your secret pleasure, like things with celebrities.
Guilty pleasure.
What's your secret?
All guys were doing like the typical like, oh, this Angelina Jolie,
Megan Fox,
Jennifer Lawrence, Megan Fox. And all of a sudden she's like,
only Jennifer Lawrence is yes on my book on that one.
Vin Diesel. Like all of a sudden she's like, my Vin Diesel, just because. So we're like, so do you just go to Fast and Furious for the Diesel?
No, you got to go for the Paul Walker.
So all of a sudden, like,
unfortunately, that's not a thing that can happen anymore.
I was just, you know what? I need to just make a picture of Vin Diesel's body with a possum on it, just to tease you. So that started.
And then Vin Possum became a thing.
Hold on, the first one was this one. This was the first one.
And then our guildmates in the comments liked it so much they suggested that we make a.
I just made one. Then all of a sudden they're like, you need to make a boy band.
And then because we play, there's a guessing game, and if the audience wins, we used to put that up, but Joel's not on as often anymore.
Yeah.
So I'll just
as punishment to Carla because she doesn't like it.
We have kind of a Guess Who game. We have a Guess Who game with fairy tale characters, and every once in a while we're able to like give prizes and stuff away. Like on episode 100, we were able to contact Kyle. Or no, we weren't able to contact you. Sorry, Scott. We contacted Scott.
Little did you know you were involved.
Yeah, little did you know you had everything to do with this. But like, we'd contact Scott, and he'd send some swag over to the winners' houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
I think so.
People who won. Lonsky.
Oh, Scott Lonsky. Okay.
Yeah, the tree, the guy that's tall enough to be Groot.
Yeah, he's a pretty tall dude.
He is Groot. Like. Next time I see him, I'm gonna be like,
We are.
We are Groot.
I want to make a Rocket Raccoon costume.
Yeah. Well, if you stand next to Scott, it'll probably be correct.
Finally saw the movie.
Dude is a treat. But anyway, no. Sometimes we're able to actually have stuff to give away, and apparently some of us have a lot of free 2-day passes for Crunchyroll, so we're going to start giving that away. I mean, we'd like to be able to do deals. We'd like to be able to do deals with on the podcast where like we had like prize giveaways of like maybe a 1-month subscription to Funimation, a Funimation Elite for like a month or something. I'll need to contact obviously some of the go through the proper channels for that, but those are ideas that I had. I was like, well, what if we could do like little digital distribution every week, Then it would make people a lot more eager about playing.
And then, also guessing correctly.
Also guessing correct stuff instead of random nonsensical bullshit. Yeah. Let's see, the Jackal is one that showed up a lot, and then the Jackal actually became a character in Fairy Tail.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. Like, we swear to
6 months before the Jackal debuted in, or before Jackal debuted in the manga, there was somebody on here that was just being silly.
Michael, Doctor from Ass Backwards Anime Podcast.
Yeah, he was just being silly and quoting Family Guy and guessed the Jackal. And then like 6 months later...
A jackal? Is it the jackal? Is it a jackal? 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 It wasn't a jackal the first 20 times. It's not going to be the next one after.
Yeah, so it became a joke that the audience carried on, and we carried on. And 6 months later, a character shows up called Jackal, and we're like, he listens to us, doesn't he? It was a joke. We're
if
like,
he doesn't, it's a
because we've seen I back when we were on like Libsyn, I could tell what countries were downloading us and stuff like that, and listening to us on iTunes and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had at least 10 people in Tokyo listening, and I was like, why are you listening to an English podcast about a Japanese anime in Tokyo?
Seems a little back.
I was like, my whole thing was the only logical explanation here is that they're trying to learn English.
Mm-hmm.
You should not learn English from any of us. We're terrible.
They're secretly watching us for ideas for the anime.
Right? Yeah, that's totally.
The other troll guess is Master Bob.
Master Bob.
And then it started going all over the place. We have Theon Greyjoy as a common one now. So
that one has a little bit. Nobody likes Theon Greyjoy. Let's not talk
You know what I miss the most
I
about not being on the
love Theon
podcast?
Greyjoy.
Wait, no. He's terrible.
Oh, also, by the way, since I'm actually on right now and there are viewers that can actually see me, I am now taking Mondays off, so I'll be back.
Woo!
Also, I don't know what that means.
I've been
Mondays is when we do the
For a long
shows.
time.
We do our shows on
Mondays
Monday.
is when we do the show. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see. We've got Saturday. We've got our Naruto review for Konoha Corner, and then Monday we will have our last show of the year. And if she can get back with me to tell me which day she wants to be on, Tia Ballard should be our final show for the year. So we're gonna end the year. We're gonna end the year with Happy.
That's
Happy
a good way
times.
to end the year.
Yeah, we interviewed her before when it was just we were just doing Skype recordings, and like several of us had like a bad day, and then we got on with Tia, and Tia she is like instant Prozac or something, like automatically. Like Tia comes on and you're just in a good mood. It's like, oh my god, Insta chocolate.
Yeah. Tia will leave you little drawings in the studio just to brighten up your day. Tia's awesome.
Yeah. See, now I want to meet all these people. Like,
So
right,
wait, Tia's Pinkie Pie?
Tia's Pinkie Pie, yes. She's Pinkie Pie.
Oh,
All right, so yeah, we're looking forward to your donations coming through on fairytale.com, so we could go to Funimation and meet all these lovely people and maybe like actually do some legit interviews like one-on-one or like.
Where are you guys? Where are you all located?
Georgia.
You're all Georgia?
Predominantly in the southeast. I'm in Tennessee. I'm about half an hour in between Chattanooga and Nashville.
I'm not even going to say the town that I live in.
Or an hour and a half, I meant. Yeah. Oh, are you allowed? Yeah, you're allowed to say what town.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just not going to say
He
it.
doesn't
because
want
I've said
to.
it so many times, and it's a stupid bumfuck name for a town.
It's a hilarious name for a town, and I thought that
Okay,
it was...
so here comes another story. I live in Cumming, Georgia.
Yes.
Spelled-
The first time I saw it spelled, I thought that
Hold
they were
on.
just
It is
spelling it wrong on
spelled
purpose.
Cumming.
That's unfortunate.
We have a road that when you go down it, we have a joke.
I know, right?
Hi, welcome to Cumming, Georgia. There's a BJ's on your right and a Dick's on your left. We have a billboard that says Cumming Singles.
So good. It's so good.
That's awesome.
Funny
I mean,
thing is,
at
though,
least-
it's a major city on the highway because every time you go up the highway, it says coming 10 miles, coming 20 miles.
Well, if you can make it out of Cumming, Georgia, and Tennessee, I'm sure
Salt Lake City.
we'd be more than happy. Where'd you say you're from?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. I'm sure we'd be more than
On
happy
the other
to
side of the country.
Because
have you guys in for some interviews and
there's two
stuff.
places I want to go in Texas. One, Funimation. Two, Rooster Teeth.
Ah, Rooster Teeth. We just had So what
Michael.
do you guys think of Michael Jones' Sting?
I haven't heard it yet.
Haven't heard it.
Yeah, we haven't heard it yet, so I can't really speculate on it.
I'm excited, though.
When I saw his name as Sting, I was like, what?
So funny story. I get a little
We've tried to
little
get him
story.
on. We've tried to get him on the show too, but I guess he's like really busy.
So
Yeah, they're filming Laser Team.
Oh, okay.
we did not really know. I knew Rooster Teeth from Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
And,
I did too.
So we one day, they said about once, probably twice a month, we have kind of these official group tours that come through, and it's high schools or colleges or different organizations. And so one time it was Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth is coming through. We're like, oh, that's great. So they came through, and actually we happened to be auditioning like 3 different shows at the time, and so they were like, well, we all do voice work at Rooster Teeth, and we're like, oh, okay, great, yeah, come audition. And they were all great, and Michael Jones just really stuck out because he has a really low gravelly voice, but he sounds really young at the same time.
Ooh, I'm excited, like extra excited now.
Yeah, and so Tyler was like, well, hey, I want you to be Sting. And so he's like, yeah, it'd be great. I can come up, we're down in Austin. It's not that far of a drive. This would be great. And so he's cast or whatever, and we recorded, and we're just thinking, oh, here's this cool sounding dude from Rooster Teeth, no big deal. We have no idea about all of his video game videos. And so when we announced the cast, I mean, everyone's like, what? Michael Jones is Sting? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And on Reddit, everyone was like, I'm buying the DVD just because he's in it. We were like, who is this guy? And I guess
How
kind
do
of
we
a
find
good,
more of him?
Obviously, you don't know about the lads and the
over in
jets.
Ruby, which is insanely popular online.
yeah. And so I guess a good judge of someone's popularity is Twitter followers.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And so like Todd has like 25,000, and I think Vic is like 35 to 40,000.
Mhm.
Michael Jones has 400,000 Twitter followers.
Oh yeah.
And so we were just like, wow. We had absolutely no idea. Tyler was like awesome, sweet crossover bonus with a whole other audience. That was just really funny.
I remember when I saw it.
And where can we get more?
When I saw that it was announced, I went onto my Facebook and I messaged Tyler, and I was like, so, if I want to do any kind of voiceover work on Fairy Tail, I have to get a job at Rooster Teeth. Okay, I see how it is.
I understand.
You have to fly out here and
Yeah, I
audition
totally,
for
I
us.
totally do. Yeah. No, my big running joke is like, I was like, Tyler, eventually I'm gonna come down there and I'm going to plot it to be one of the times that you guys are doing commentary, and I'm just gonna come in and do commentary.
There's a video.
Commentaries.
And I was like, mine's gonna be like this secret hidden track. Like it's just gonna be like we're just gonna jump into a booth and be like, okay.
Oh, wait.
Come in here,
We have a comment. Mr. Raiders for Life 1 says, I heard the English dub for Sting. It's awesome. He's cocky, and that's what I like. Good job, guys.
Awesome, thank you.
There you
Yeah, we're really, and Sting is. I'm really excited. We haven't recorded a whole lot with him just because, we want to make sure we have enough hours for him to make it worth his time to drive up. But we haven't gotten to the end of the Grand Magic Games yet, and that's kind of when Sting really takes a character turn. So it'll be interesting to record him on that.
So good.
Wait till he finds out just what has happened to him in the manga now.
Oh, see, I have no idea. I don't even.
Sting is now the official guild leader for Sabretooth.
Okay, and so I guess they hang around. I guess after the story arc.
And they're very fairy tale-esque in the way that
Sting has sort of morphed almost into a Natsu 2.0.
He seemed like a Natsu 2.0 for a long time, and then
only not as hard-headed.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why I said kind of almost.
Kind of almost, but
it's Natsu if Natsu had some sense.
Had brains.
If Natsu had sense, he would be Sting.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we have some great Michael Jones outtakes, but I don't think they'll ever see the light of day.
Why?
You know what?
Because they're pretty R-rated.
Oh,
I don't care. All right.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Have you never seen? Hold on. What's the game show he does? Rage Quit. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
I've seen the Rage Quit, and Tyler showed me someone did one of his Rage Quit lines over some fairy tale. That's pretty funny.
Okay.
Because he's talking about his cat.
I really want to see these outtakes now.
Okay. All right. So that's the thing. I don't care if they don't see the light of day on DVD. When we come down to Funimation, that's what we want. We don't want to dub characters. No. We want to hear those outtakes. Get to it.
All right. Well, we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll do.
No. I think it'd be fun just to go down there and see what it looks like and everything. I've always wanted to at least visit and kind of look around at Funimation with Winry's sparkly eyes. And
Funimation is definitely one of a kind in that we have 5, 6, 7, 8 working ADR booths, and I don't think there's any other facility in the United States, at least the United States, that's like that.
Yeah.
So I've worked in other studios before, and the most it's been like 3, but they'll double as mixed booths and stuff like that.
Right.
So it is kind of cool. And I remember when I first came on board at Funimation, it was like, wow, usually there's the one audio guy somewhere, and so there's 7 or 10 or whatever. So it's pretty cool. It is definitely a trip.
The other thing I think I need to do is I need to ambush Gen Fukunaga and convince him that he must pick up Bakuman and dub that, because oh my god, so good. It's an anime about 2 kids in middle school who decide that they're going to make manga for Shonen Jump, or they call it Shonen Jack in the.
Oh yeah.
But it's basically a really good insight into how manga gets made in Japan, and it's such a good story, and it's done by the same 2 guys that did Death Note. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's good.
Which is really funny because the show is very cute and innocent, and nothing at all like Death Note. So, but it's really, really cool and a great insight into how manga gets made in Japan, and seeing what the role of a manga editor is, how things work with all the editors at Shueisha, and just it's really, really cool getting kind of a behind the scenes view of things. And I'm even though I know Media Blasters grabbed it shortly before they went under, it's not the first time Funimation has picked up a title from something that was previously licensed. Cowboy Bebop, One Piece. There's a long list. Yes.
Man, that 4 kids, they ruined One Piece for TV. Oh man, that show should be on some kind of, if not a major network, but it should be on definitely cable television. besides the occasional Toonami block.
Yeah.
But and it's funny the way we actually dubbed One Piece. Kind of mentioned the Joel. Say that one more time.
You had to start in like the 300s and then start all over from the beginning after that. It was crazy how you acquired it.
No, we started in like 150.
Oh.
And because that's when we took it over from them.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 150. It was the third season, is what I was thinking about. Third season.
And so poor R. Bruce Elliott, who plays Whitebeard, and so it's that same thing where it's like, hey, you're gonna be Whitebeard, you know? He's this great, awesome pirate, and in the lore of the show, you know, he's awesome. He's a big deal. You know, now that Gold Roger's dead, you know, he's supposedly the strongest pirate. And we won't see him again for 7 years. So, yep, sorry. And so he was all excited. It seemed like every time I saw him, he's like, hey, Whitebeard back yet? It's like, no, sorry. Because when we picked it back up was when Whitebeard was prevalent. And then we got through to like 3 or maybe like 200 something. And then we went back and dubbed from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we jumped back to where we had left off previously. And then Whitebeard finally made his appearance again, and so that was
Whitebeard,
6 years later.
Has Whitebeard finally showed up dubbed in the Marineford arc?
No, we're not. No, we're not there yet.
Not there yet.
I think the last time we saw Whitebeard was when Shanks went and talked to him, and and my One Piece character Marco was there.
Yeah.
So for me too, you know, because
Marco the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh my God! How pumped are you for Marineford, dude? Holy crap, that's gonna be such an awesome character.
I am very pumped. And I wasn't 100%. I knew that he was like kind of gonna come back later, but I didn't realize how big of a deal he was. And so,
there are like
I'm very excited.
Really good defining moments and arcs in anime series that like either make or break a series or just propel it to a step even higher. The first major one was the Alabasta arc, in One Piece, and then you go to Enies Lobby, and that kind of raised the stakes even higher. And then when you get to Marineford, it's like shit just broke and changed everything. Like the entire dynamic of what you thought you knew about One Piece changes after Marineford, and they have like a 2-year time skip, and then everybody comes back, and it's like, oh my God! And it's one of those moments where you're like, holy crap! You mean they've only just now gone through half the Grand Line?
Yeah.
But the Marineford arc was so much drama, so much tension, so much build-up, and we were just like, every week, edge of your seat, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And like I remember reading it in the manga, and even in the manga, I was at the edge of my seat, but I was like, oh my God! Like the manga, it's so good. I can't wait to see this animated. And when they started streaming it animated at Marineford, I was just like, oh, it's everything I hoped it could be and more. Yeah.
Yeah, so I am pumped
That's
for Marco.
Like one of my favorite moments in the series, man.
Good.
Good. Marco's a badass.
He is, and I kind of snake the role a little bit because that's when we've had an army of different directors and engineers work on One Piece.
Anybody that ever did voices at Funimation has been in One Piece at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Way too many.
So Jerry Jewell actually cast me as Marco, and
I love him.
Everyone.
I love. Well, but I just really like his voice in Yu Yu Hakusho. Jin the Windmaker is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Jin. And
also, I really like Case Closed.
That's why we try and fit. Why didn't I think of that before? We try and fit that in every anime possible. Or why didn't I see it before?
That's totally the catchphrase.
My whole thing is also with Jerry. I was introduced to Jerry Jewell with Fruits Basket, so like forever he is Kyo to me.
Oh yeah! I was like, who is he? I always forget that because I watched Yu Yu Hakusho first.
Totally Kyo, but I mean I watched Yu Yu Hakusho too, but like with me it was always Chuck and Sabat and Cook And,
I just love Yu Yu Hakusho so much.
But and because I was introduced to Kurama before Shigure, John Bergmeyer stuck out to me as Kurama before it was like really Shigure. Even though I love the character Shigure, he's just always.
I always forget that.
Yeah. Also, I love the fact that Genkai, aka Freezer, Frieza from the first Funimation dub before Chris took over. Was John Bergmeyer's mom.
That's right, Linda Young. Yep.
Yep.
Linda Young is poor Liuska in Fairy Tail.
Yeah, poor Liuska.
Always old, awesome, badass ladies.
Awesome, badass lady. Yeah.
And the two that I know her in.
It's funny. I didn't know that Linda Young was Bergmeyer's mom until Tyler said. He's like, yeah, Linda's Bergmeyer's mom. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. And then when I first met her, I was like, oh yep, looks exactly like John Bergmeyer.
Yep.
So that was
Also, just if you haven't checked it out, the final commentary tracks for Yu Yu Hakusho, the last disc, they made a joke about that. I think it was Justin said that it was either Justin or Chuck was like, yeah, your mom's like, yeah, I see. He's like, the last time you seen your mom, it's like we've seen your mom more than you have. This is sad.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
that's how it is.
Joke about it. It was nice.
John Bergmeyer actually. So at Funimation, you're always trying to, put your fingers in as many pies as possible, and so I'm actually I've time coded a lot of Fairy Tail episodes. And time coding is basically it's kind of providing the skeleton for a script.
Right.
And so I've done a lot of that for Fairy Tail. And so I work with John Bergmeyer. I talk to him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I work with him with all the time codes and stuff because he's our head writer as well.
Yeah.
And he's
I was pleasant. I was very happy when I found out that information. I was like, so much hope for Fairy Tail. Kurama's doing the scripting.
Yeah.
I love.
Yoko.
Sorry, I just saw a comment. It says, Shanks, don't you mean Gildarts?
Yeah, they do. They do look alike. Voiced by very similar voice actors, vocal tones at least. Jason Douglas, one of our taller voice actors at 6'4.5". It's always that actually, you know what? That is the most challenging thing of being an ADR engineer is finding a way to properly mic super tall actors. And
you have a special booth.
No, yeah. Well, we used to see. Now we're in Flower Mound.
You're gonna start making the group booth. The group.
Yeah. Well, now that we're in Flower Mound, we have these more state-of-the-art, modern recording booths, and they're really spacious, and that's not a big deal. Our overflows booths are still the old school whisper rooms, and so they're really small. I don't remember what show it was on, but we had Peter Mayhew in. So Peter Mayhew is like 7 something, and he had to sit. I want to say, Chewbacca, and he is probably the only person we've had to have sit down in the booth just because he was too tall. But yeah, that's probably been that is probably the most challenging part is miking tall people. Say that one more time.
Peter Mayhew was a giant.
And I bet he's excited that Star Wars is coming back. I assume he's reprising his role as Chewbacca.
Yeah, he has. We did an interview that unfortunately the audio got lost and only half of the video got recorded, but Greg Grumber, the guy, the cop from Heroes.
Okay.
He was at Geek Media Expo here in Nashville, and he did like a little cameo in the new Star Wars movie as well. And he was talking a little bit about it, and he's friends with J.J. Abrams, so it was like really funny how he was talking about it like they were filming something, and then J.J. would yell cut, and then he'd look over at him and he'd go, "Can you believe we're doing this?" Like he's fanboying after every take. It's just they apparently they're having a lot of fun, but apparently security was really really tight because the freaking press
Because of the drones, yeah.
was using drones to do flyovers to try and like get footage and stuff, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was saying that they had to put on like cloaks over their costumes and stuff, and then get inside blacked out window limo car things and get driven with like blindfolds on to the
Is it
scene.
weird that when you said they were using drones, I could picture someone in a stormtrooper thing going, "Pull! Pull!"
Yeah, I guess they were super intense about it though, because they had their like hoods, these huge hoods and black cloaks and stuff, and they get driven to display so that people couldn't tell who they were based on costume.
If you haven't checked out Superpowered Beatdown, I think it is, they did a Batman versus Darth Vader video that was amazing. Yeah.
Darth Vader would totally win.
He did win.
Okay, good. That is correct.
Sadly, I'm a big Batman fan, but yeah, I mean, Vader has the Force. It's just not fair.
Yeah, I like Batman too, but yeah, Vader.
Batman held his own for a while, but in the end, it turned out the way I thought it would end. Yeah. All right. Do we have any more questions? I feel like we're taking up so much of his time. We've been on here for an hour and a half almost now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last questions? My bourbon is done.
Oh no. Why is the bourbon gone?
Well, why is the bourbon gone?
It's all the way over there.
No.
I can't refill.
I can't reach it.
It's too much.
The bourbon.
Well,
is too
yeah.
far. There aren't any questions in the comments, and I don't.
Well, really quickly, Kyle, do you have any questions for us? We've been asking you stuff.
This has been real fun. How long have you guys been on the air?
For Fairy Tale, 2011. Yeah, basically, we did it as a joke. A 4th of July, or no, not 4th of.
Or a 4th of July joke.
We did it as an April Fool's prank on our old Naruto show. We just put out an episode where we just did Fairy Tale, and I made a joke later on after we'd done it and after we'd put it up. I was like, yeah, if anybody picks it up, because if they pick it up for dubbing in the U.S., we'll do a
week later
podcast. Yeah, 2 weeks later, Sakura-Con happens. And I'm sitting at MTAC, the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention, and my buddy Doctor comes over to me and shows me this update that he got on his phone. He goes, "Well, looks like you're doing another podcast," and I go, "What?" So the only person that they'd announced was Todd. We were up in Ohio for a convention, Colossal Con, and Todd was there, and he actually agreed to sit down with us and give us a 15-minute interview before an episode had ever come out. All we knew was one cast member at the time.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. And so we had an interview with him before we'd even recorded a full, proper episode. And so what we did was we just took our April Fool's prank and put the interview at the beginning of the April Fool's prank, and that became our first episode.
Right
and then we started doing these. But I've been podcasting since... January 2010, so almost 5 years now. So we officially got started, I think, in January of 2010 for Konoha Corner, and June of 2011. Yeah, I think it's 2011. Yeah, we've been over 3 years now, so yeah, it's 2011. So
yeah, you said you started in like June.
Yeah, June, because it was Colossal Con where we technically got started.
Yeah.
So.
Right on. And so I guess your Naruto podcast is ending soon.
On Saturday.
We haven't done an episode of our Naruto podcast in well over a year. We're doing final. We're doing our final, because we kind of ran out of stuff. After a while, it just kind of the show itself got stale. Naruto didn't get stale, but the show kind of did, and we didn't.
And all the manga had already been out.
Well,
no, the manga ended about a month ago.
Yeah, the manga just ended a month ago. We stopped well over a year ago. The show itself got stale, and we were just
Oh, I see.
Gotcha. We decided we'd do our final episode when Naruto ended, and give it like a month after Naruto ended, and then we'd review it.
To collect themselves.
Yeah. After chapter 700, there was a lot to say. But yeah, we kind of took a. It was also a difference in like how things work with Funimation and how things work with Viz. Like we had to, if we want to get guests on for the show, we kind of have to really hunt them down and
for
like,
Viz, not
for Viz. For Viz, we really had to hunt them down to get guests on our show for Konoha Corner, and I mean, we love the guests that came on, and they had a great time and everything. It's just it was such a chore that we eventually were just like, okay. And Viz like never heard of us when we handed out cards. They were like, oh my god! And then we try to promote things that they were doing, like when they launched Shonen Jump Alpha, and we were trying to get interviews with them, and then nobody would come on. So they were just really difficult to work with, and it just made it another one of those things where it was like, why are we doing this? I mean, in all honesty, like you work so hard, and you've been doing this for so long, and you're just trying to get like a little bit of help, and then at the same time, you just started this new one, and like a couple, like less than, because June to September was the amount of time we'd been doing Fairy Tale podcast. Went to AWA, handed one of our Fairy Tale podcast cards to Adam Sheehan, and he looked at it and he goes, "Oh, hey, we've heard of you," and we're like, what?
Wait, what?
Because we're used to dealing with like having to.
Yeah, sure, we'll contact you in in days.
Yeah. We'll do lunch kind of people things. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
We'll have our people call your people.
Yeah, he's like
we don't have any people.
Have more cards. And Adam's such a great guy. I love Adam to death.
Yeah, Adam's
basically
Adam's great.
The guy that like worked us into like getting with Funimation, and basically, I came over there and handed him a card. He was like, "Do you have any more?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I pulled out the box. So I was like, "I've got a ton of them we printed." He was like, well, "You can set them down here." And I'm like, "We can?" So we can actually set down the Fairy Tale podcast cards at the Funimation booth. And then like I'd go make a round and come back around, and he was like, "Hey, they're all gone. You got any more?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're gone."
We try to be user friendly, and it only makes sense.
Definitely are.
And then he put me in touch with Scott Lonsky, and through Scott Lonsky, we've been able to get all these great guests on the show. Like, I just contact Scott, and I'm like, "Hey, can we get so and so on?" And it hasn't just. And we try to make it a lot more diverse than just the voice actors. We want people to know that you can get employed at Funimation doing other stuff. So we've had Rojas on, we've had Sheehan on. Obviously, you want to get some voiceover talent on there because that brings the fans in. But I mean, it's just kind of how things went. We recently had our 150th episode, and we had a bit of celebration with that. And we had Todd back on. That was fun. Yeah, like just a month ago. You're following up Todd, buddy. That's what happened.
Oh. Wait. So I canceled last minute, and you were able to get Todd, the busiest man of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right?
Oddly enough, at a convention, he came on at a convention.
He hung out for a little bit in his hotel room, and then was like, "Gotta go to a panel, bye."
Gotta go to a panel, bye. Take care. Yeah, that was basically how it was. But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, Todd is. He will, he'll wake up, audition for something in his booth, and then he'll come. Say what?
He sleeps?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm sure he's trying to develop a way that he can work while sleeping, so that he never has to stop working.
Oh my God!
Has anybody ever seen him sleeping?
It's like Luffy's Gear 4th.
Except in the booth.
While he sleeps.
He just had autopilot.
Yeah. He'll text me at like 3 or 4 in the morning and be like, "Hey, I just finished an audiobook. I gotta get on a plane in an hour," and it's like, "Gosh, dude, I could sleep on the plane."
Hey, Todd, act like you're sleeping.
Sleeping on a plane is hard.
Oh no, it's not.
I don't.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. I can fall asleep
I
anywhere.
can sleep on a plane, but I don't sleep well on planes.
Yeah. You always end up like with a big crick in your neck or something.
Mm. If there's not a sudden drop in gravity, then yeah.
Or there's like a
I'm not waking
partial
up.
like I'm partially asleep and I keep like falling forward, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably sit
I
up.
cannot believe some of
Otherwise
the
I'm gonna
crazy
like
places.
fall
Sorry,
over on my
I will
neighbor.
never complain about sleeping on an airplane after some of the crazy places I had to sleep in Iraq. No, it's not happening.
But I haven't.
Airlines are comfortable.
I haven't had to do that, so I complain about airlines.
Mm.
All right,
All right, guys.
I'm gonna fill a rucksack full of gear and let you sleep on that. That you'll have an idea.
I'm gonna have to head out here, but I will leave
Thanks
you
for hanging out with us for so long. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But okay, so everyone says I look like Chris Pratt, so I've been sitting here trying to think of who you people look like.
Oh God.
I've got the guy who invented Napster.
So wait, that's me.
That's you.
Holy shit.
And then Mira Jane, Jade Saxton.
I'm okay with that.
Mira Jane
waiting
is
for this.
Carla. Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for this
Carla.
I've had Julia Stiles before. I was less okay with that.
If you have one for me, I'm waiting for this because I can add it to my list.
Okay, I want to say I can't think of the actor's name, but he is he plays he's in The New Guy, that movie The New Guy.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. He was also in Road Trip. Oh damn, he dropped. Oh, damn
I'll
it.
leave you with it. Bye.
IMDb. I'm totally looking. Oh, there he is.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got disconnected.
It's all good. I'm looking that up right now, actually, on IMDb.
Let me. I think it's The New Guy.
DJ Qualls, I think, is his name.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, DJ Qualls. That's the guy's name from The New Guy.
What's his real name?
DJ
Balls.
Balls.
Oh, that sounds like a character name.
Okay, I guess I can add that because people say I also look like the lead singer from Green Day, young Paul McCartney, or the guy that played Eric Foreman on that '70s show.
Ah, okay, right on. Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
Yeah, right on. All right, well, I left you with that. And thanks for having me on. And sorry, I canceled last minute last time.
It's totally fine. You hung out with us for a super long time.
Yeah, honestly, wasn't expecting it to be this long, honestly. I was like, oh, yeah.
Well, I like hanging out, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, we say interview, but we use the term very loosely. It's just basically come on and show
hang out with a few questions sprinkled in.
Yeah, it's basically we're chilling out, we're having fun, we're talking, and sometimes we'll ask a question. So that's
there are 42 comments right now, guys. The world is perfect.
Right.
Well, you'll have to have me back on when I record some Marco the Phoenix in the Marineford art.
Oh, I will totally do it.
And I'll talk to you guys about that.
And then I'll be all like neener at the One Piece podcast. No, I'm kidding.
Do it.
I would totally do it. I was like, we totally stole Marco the Phoenix from you.
Hey, I'll throw in my lot with you guys.
Yeah,
so, you can do a One Piece special.
He's our ADR engineer.
Right on, guys. It's been,
take
great.
Care, man.
See ya.
Bye, Kyle.
Bye.
And everybody, we appreciate you hanging out with us on the show. We hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if we weren't able to get any more of your questions. I didn't realize how much the comments were going. Usually I don't look at the comments, so...
There weren't that many questions.
There weren't that many questions. It looked like there were a lot more responses, so it does sound like you guys had you guys had a really good time. Of course, guys, look forward to Saturday. That's starting at noon Central Time. That will be our Konoha Corner Naruto review. Even if you don't know a lot about Naruto, definitely check it out, because some of the stuff that Lisana is going to be saying is going to be hilarious.
Oh my god, I'm totally going to rant for the entire time.
Also, if we pull Lucy into it, it's going to be funny, but also our previous Urza will be back. Bethany's coming back. She's going to be joining us. I got in contact with a lot of people. We're going to have Toby back. We're going to have Payne back. We're going to have Bethany. We're going to have
gonna join you?
Sakura. Hopefully, Sai should be able to join us because it'll be a much more reasonable time in his day.
It's not 2 in the morning.
And because she finally got caught up, we may bring special guest Mira Jane onto the show. No, she's like, no, I don't want to. Yeah,
Well,
you have to now.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything to do with Konoha Corner. I'll watch it, but I'm not
It doesn't
doing it.
matter. Is Kakashi working that day, or are you available?
What day is it?
Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yep, it starts at 1 p.m. your time.
1 p.m. I should be fine. I don't have my work schedule yet, but normally I work at like 5 o'clock my time.
Yeah. The latest we're doing it is until about 7 p.m. your time, but I'm not expecting us to be that long. Like, I don't want to do really a 6-hour show. It's just in case everything goes crazy. But in all honesty, it may end up just being a 1.5 to 2 hour show. If you don't make it for the live show, though, guys, you can always check it out again on our YouTube channel later. Leave comments. We still do check the comments after shows have gone up. And, of course, guys, we've got the final live show. No interview stuff. The final live show of the year coming up on Monday. Make sure to check that out. And as soon as we get a full, an official confirmation on which day she wants to try and come on, it looks like we will have Tia Ballard next week as well. So we will have Happy Times with Happy Part 2. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. I am Rich Roberts. I'm here with Caitlin and Travis, a.k.a. Jalal and Mara Jane, and we are signing out here. Wiener Fish! May the Vin Possum be with you.